Hey, what is up guys? It is your boy Speed here, and today we are going to be watching Arteezy's Faceless Void. And the reason why we're going to be doing that is I want to talk about his farming rotations, how he fights, and when he farms. Because I've been coaching a lot of carry players as of late, and I've noticed a common trend. Players really struggle to know the balance between when do I fight and when do I farm. It honestly is a very difficult question to answer. It does change per game, but in this video, I'm going to be giving you a lot of good tips and tricks so that you guys kind of have like a checklist in your mind for when you should fight and when you should farm, especially on Faceless Void. But of course, you can apply this to any carry hero. And so yeah, if you're excited for this video, smash the like button, make it absolutely broken. And yeah, if you want to become even more broken, you should sign up to the GAMELEAP website. Why? Well, I even recently made a support Void video over there. Yes, you heard me right. I like to analyze a lot of cool and different trends on the GameLeap website that probably wouldn't do as well on YouTube. And so if you're interested in that type of content, some more niche stuff, and other content that's very similar to what I do here on YouTube, then go check it out, right? Click the link down below and I hope to see you there. Alright, so first things first, the laning stage. This laning stage is against a Bat Rider, which does make it weird, but I would like to talk about it nonetheless. The first thing we see is a stick at level 1 against Bat. Okay, nothing crazy. But what is crazy is what we see next, and that is a point in time dilation. Yes, you heard that right. He took his level 1 time dilation. Now, a lot of people might be asking why, or is he out of his mind? Is that a misclick? I don't think so. And I also think that this skilling is highly underrated at level 1. I really do believe that. I think it is highly underrated. Now, are your other spells incredible? Yes. Does Time Walk and Time Lock have a very good power spike at level 2? Yes. But if you are playing against a hero that has a low cooldown spell that you can disable for 8 seconds, it is an 8-second disable that reduces movement speed and attack speed by 10% for that long? I don't know, I definitely consider it as an option, right? Because it's very, very powerful, and we'll see it come into play later on. So the lane did end up going passive for the last 5 minutes, but the first thing I do want to show is this fight at the bounty rune, and this is where the time dilation comes into play. Ask yourself the question, would he have gotten this kill without the time dilation? Let's take a look. So he's going in here, right? Not going to immediately lead with a time walk. Reason being is you want to auto attack, then Q, right? That's how you optimize your auto attacks. You use your Q after they go out of attack range, typically not to initiate. So he leads in with his W, the Bat Rider casts 2 spells, which means that's a 20% slow for 8 seconds, and they slowly auto attack him down, right? Nice little W from the Winter Wyvern, and they pick up the kill. And I honestly don't believe if they didn't have that point in time dilation, that's even relatively possible. And the thing, guys, is that you can take this against heroes like Puck, Weaver, Crystal Maiden. I mean, there's so many examples. Even against an Earthshaker, it's totally fine. Even in this clip right here, he gets a kill because of it, and players just completely ignore the skill. Also, his Winter Wyvern clearly would have died if it wasn't for the time dilation. The Bat Rider wasn't able to properly stick on top of him, and therefore the Wyvern just barely lives, and he picks up yet another kill. So please keep this in mind. I know I've harped on it for a bit, but I really just want to do a sales pitch on time dilation. The next thing I'd like to mention is his items. So things are really changing. I've seen less and less Wraith Bands from what I've been watching. Even Phantom Assassins are just not buying Wraith Bands. And the reason for this, in my opinion, is that people just like to get this early Mask of Madness timing. On a lot of heroes. Like, even on a hero like Jug, I'm seeing a ton of people just not go Wraith Bands. They'll just buy a wand, because a wand is just a very overall broken item. You know, I mean, I don't know who disagrees with that, but wand is a great item, and then Mask of Madness, in my opinion, is one of the best items in Dota right now. I believe that. I think more carries are going to start to buy this over time. I just feel like the fact that it gives you infinite farming capabilities, Animages can buy it, Jugs can buy it, Slarks can buy it, PAs can buy it, TB can buy it. I mean, they all can buy this item, and it feels fine. 15 damage? With the amount of attack speed that this item gives, 120 when you have the active going, right? 10 plus 110 is crazy. It lets you farm so fast and fight pretty well in the early game, right? Obviously, it can get you killed, so it is a pretty high skill item, but other than that, it's just so good. On top of that, it is a solid item. You know, it is not the best. 900 gold for lifesteal isn't insane, but when you are winning your lane, it allows you to just completely sustain and play very, very aggro, right? When you have essentially infinite health, you can play very aggressive on your opponents, or you can jungle like he's doing here, right? Now, I'll be honest, guys, I have one disagreement with Arteezy's gameplay. Maybe you guys can let me know what you think as well. But instead of maxing out the time walk, he puts a second point in time lock. Comment down below if you agree with this. I personally disagree with it. I just feel like getting the time walk down from 12 to 6 is the major power spike of Time Walk. I feel like when you get it to 6 seconds, you can play like a completely different hero, so much more aggressive. But in his opinion, that's not the case, and he actually maxes out Time Lock completely before taking another point. Now, let's look at the next point of the game. So Arteezy has a lot of heroes top, Battle Rider and a Lich. Can he go on them? Yeah, it's kind of awkward though. He doesn't want to chrono them. So instead, I like what he does. He understands that, okay, I have my Mask of Madness, so he goes out of vision, right? TP's in from out of vision and is going to get this beautiful chrono. I mean, this chrono is absolutely fantastic. Like, it does not get better than that. It really does not. It doesn't. Now, the Void Spirit ended up not getting in that somehow, which is pretty funny. But interesting target priority. I think he just knows that the Earthshaker is pretty useless. After all, this guy's level 5. Like, he doesn't do that much. Now that he's Poison Sting on him, he basically does nothing. He's just too slow. And so, yeah, he immediately goes for the Void. The Power Shot comes through. With one bash, they pick up the kill. Time Dilation comes through as well. And that's such a good rotation. And, you know, that's where you want to fight over farm. His entire team was collapsing on bottom. The enemy could have pressured him out of top, right? Lich and Battle Rider, 2 heroes that could pressure him theoretically. And so he goes bottom, right? He heads off the bottom. He makes the rotation. Beautiful chrono with the Mask of Madness timing. And that's very often when you want to fight his carries. You want to fight around your timings. Chrono and Mask of Madness. Does it sound simple? Absolutely. But do I see players mess this up all the time? Yes. I'll even use an example. I won't name names because I don't know if they want their name named. But I was coaching his Fen recently, and literally right before he got his BKB, he fought. It was on the courier, and he fought. Like, guys, you're not going to win if you do that type of stuff. You're throwing. Get your items. They completely change how you play, and I feel like that's self-explanatory, but it's something that everyone needs burned into their head. Also, next thing to note, neutral item, number 1. Neutral items, so important. Guys, please remember to use them. It's even just take them out of the inventory, not necessarily even use them. Just take them out of your inventory. After that, the next thing you want to do is keep the bottom lane. If you make the rotation to bottom to fight, like he does here, keep going bottom, right? Pushing bottom. You're going to see him pop the Mask of Madness here, right? Jug can't really do anything. The Void is not a Jug favored matchup. That is a very, very Void favored matchup just throughout every stage of the game. And he's going to continue to play bottom. Sure, he looks mid. He's like, could I fight here? But he has no chrono. It's also underneath the tier 1. It's a very bad engagement, so he doesn't even bother going. Instead, he pops his Mask of Madness and continues to flash farm, right? It's very impressive how fast Void actually can farm at this stage of the game. I mean, he has 6,000 net worth at 12 minutes. Pretty insane. Almost 500 GPM, right? 500 GPM. This early into the game is quite ridiculous. And yeah, another thing here is he doesn't instantly TP top, right? He does consider it, but he's like, okay, it's more of a Battle Rider pickoff, right? And if it was a major team fight, maybe you would consider going, but at the same time, it's very far away, and the only TP option is the outpost. So it takes him 6 seconds to get in. He only really wants to TP if it's a guaranteed good engagement, right? So instead, he's like, all right, not a guaranteed good engagement. There's no guaranteed good chrono. They're not chasing my teammates, so they're not grouping up. I'm not going to TP. And you have to learn how to do this in your pubs as well, right? You have to. You just have to learn how to say, okay, I don't need to be there. I don't have to be at this fight. Even here, it's like, oh, a lot of people be like, oh, I need to TP. Don't do it. It's too far away. Right? Let your team make the space. Understand that you can show up to fights that are closer to your towers, right? You do not have to show up to fights like this. Just split up the map. Does he have chrono? Yes. So you can see his mentality starts pinging out mid. Why? Because he understands that, okay, if I push the camps towards the mid tower, my team can collapse on mid, and I want to use my chrono, right? He wants to use his chrono. He's not trying to be AFK, he's just looking for a good time to actually fight, a time in which he can actually get his spells off without completely sacrificing his CS. And so yeah, in this case, he does decide to be very, very patient, wants to set up for a mid play. You know, nothing ends up happening for a bit, so he farms a little, right? I love this. A little bit of discipline to just hit a camp for a bit, goes on the Battle Rider, doesn't want to commit chrono on one hero, so he's not going to do that. Very, very patient, right? Doesn't want to dive to tier 2 if he doesn't have to. Needs to wait for proper follow-up. Not overcommitting and playing it very slow. And a lot of players don't have this discipline. It's very hard to have this discipline, right? Very, very hard to have it, but you got to make sure you do. Build it up over time. Eventually, being the psycho that he is, Arteezy decides to run up the hill. This is a very smart play. Reason being, 2 heroes dead and on the Radiant. They can't fight him. Jug is so incredibly weak compared to the Void right now, so he switches to his Strength Treads. This is so, like, guys, this is so next level. He switches to Strength Treads when he walks up the hill, just in case the Void Spirit and the Jug are on another level and they see this coming. They could theoretically kill him, maybe if they played it properly and he was on Agi Treads. So he switches to Strength as he goes up. Chrono's on Int. I can't, guys. Like, this is like the type of thing that just blows me away. Like, how does someone do that? You know what I mean? How does someone do that? I've played a ton of Dota, I've gotten to high ranks, but I have never done that. Like, I've never done that. And honestly, I don't even recommend most people to try to learn that type of tread switching. If anything, it will just grief your brain. Like, it will just make you do a lot of other things wrong, so don't bother. But nonetheless, it's a great play. Pops his mask. Does get pulled by the Void Spirit, but, you know, gets a kill. And forces the enemy team into a terrible engagement. I mean, they don't want to chase under the tier 2, of course, but just another great play by Arteezy. And what is he going to do after that? Back to farming right away. And this is an important thing if you want to get to high MMR. You have to be able to switch from fighting the farming brain very quickly. Very quickly. Instantly TP's bottom. He understands that his team can push in top and mid. The enemy team just fought top. They likely TP'd many heroes top. Bottom is completely safe, and bottom is where the push-in wave is. And whenever there's a push-in wave, that means there's another wave not too far away, and that wave is right there. And he's continuing to get more farmed and more farmed and more farmed to the point where he has 3,000 gold at the 16-minute mark above the enemy carry. And when you get this farmed, Dota becomes pretty easy. Not that easy, right? Right here, he's considering showing up to a fight. Honestly, I do believe that this decision was questionable. I get why he's going in. It seems like a good situation for a potential time dilation. You know, he's manning up here. He'll pick up eventual kill. Really nice Winter's Curse. But after all, fighting without chrono, fighting without your MKB timing, not the best. Once again, he's staying around, but this is what I mean, guys. Really try to fight around your timings. Does this work out for him? Yeah, but it's really only because he's this far ahead in net worth. Like, really do keep this in mind. If he wasn't this far ahead, if he wasn't this farmed, I really don't believe this would work out. But oh my god, 2 batches in a row. He has the MKB, he is popping off, and this game is absolutely over. And yeah, that's why Dota is such a hard game, because a lot of players, when they watch high MMR games, they don't see the nuance. Even in the laning stage, the amount of CS he had, and denies he had, and positioning, and the kill opportunities at the right time, it all adds up. And that's why Arteezy is constantly rank 1, rank 2, whatever he is. And yeah, and poor Jug, guys, honestly, poor Jug. But this is Arteezy understanding, you know, how good of a matchup this is. Even when he was farming bottom, it really is such a good play, because his team was fighting top. Kind of prevents the Jug from farming mid comfortably, or farming top comfortably. Not at all, but comfortably. Right? And so when he was farming bottom, it also kicks him out, and Jug's dead. Just completely solo killed at minute 18. I mean, that's depressing if you're Jug getting solo killed. And yeah, by the way, guys, this is the current Void build, Mask and MKB. Like, I was looking at Dota 2 Pro Tracker. Everyone is going these items. Like, there's the occasional Battle Fury, but like, other than that, I mean, I feel like it was like 80-90% of games was this build, and for good reason. You do so much damage. It is ridiculous. But remember, guys, no matter how far ahead you are, you can always kill Roshan, and that's exactly what they're gonna do. Very clean. This is a smooth execution on how you end off games. Take Roshan, don't have to do anything crazy. This TP bottom here is, it's a bit meh. You know, TPing into a fight when they're already running away isn't too great, but they have a lot of catch. The enemy team lacks disengage. It's early into the game. They don't have the items, the skills to do that. And so, yeah, they're absolutely dead. And this game is over. It does end in about 3 minutes. But I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, smash the like button. If you learned anything new, or there's anything you want to share with the community, obviously comment it down below in the comment section down below. And sign up to the GameLeap website. Peace. Before you leave, just want to say a quick message. If you're trying to get better at Dota, or you just enjoyed that video, I know this is pretty general, and you're going to hear this quite a bit from me, but I recommend you sign up to GameLeap.com. Why? Because I put a lot of effort into the content over there, and generally the effort I do there is different from the content you're going to see here on YouTube. It is different. In fact, I usually go a lot more in depth on topics, or into niche topics that help you get to the next level even faster. Because on YouTube, I often have to keep it more mainstream, and that's even why I'm putting it at the end of this YouTube video. That's why this is at the end, because a lot of people just watch 5 minutes, they skip through just for like the dopamine spike. But if you are interested in actually getting better at Dota, I recommend you go to the description down below, get your discount right now by clicking the link, sign up, use the discount code that you're gonna see there, and I hope to see you there right now. So click it, and yeah, thanks for watching.